Hi guys, welcome back. Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. First off, thank you to everybody that has been subscribing and liking the videos. Just a reminder, if you're after a private reading with me, you can email me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com, or you can contact me via Facebook, or maybe even YouTube. So just to point out again, guys, my main avenue here is to get to YouTube so that I can end up reaching more people. And once I have 1,000 followers on YouTube, and I'm doing TikTok as well, I'll end up being able to go live, and instead of doing pick a pile, I'll actually be able to read chat and pick cards for people, and that's something that I want to do as well as do the free weekly readings. So I have a lot planned. It's going to take some work to get there, but you know, spread the word, like the videos, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. If you are new here, all you need to do is choose a number, 1, 2, or 3 in your head, and when I get to that pile, that reading will be for you. Getting sick of saying 1, 2, and 3, so next week I might shake it up and have like choose a crystal or something like that. I also am planning on having a picture of the pile, the decks of cards, so that you can actually see the individual decks, and maybe you're drawn to a different pile over the number. But as you'll notice, I'm getting better with the video editing, if I do say so myself, and I'm going to continuously do that. So let's get into that. Okay, so if you chose pile number 1, okay, so if you chose pile 1, let's just have a look at the cards. Overall card, and this is just the cards ahead for your week. Okay. Okay, so those are the cards. The first one, as I said, is the work card. So overall, look, I feel like that, yeah, everybody's feeling this tension right now that, oh, something big and bad's coming, or, you know, gotta go to work, blah. I get that feeling. I mean, I know that feeling from the past. I love what I do now. Don't hate me. But this is actually going to be alright, okay? It's going to be a good week at work. You know, look, heaven forbid it floods again, you might get some days off, or you might turn up and there's a new strain of COVID and the person that you hate the most is off sick. I just feel like that don't dread work so much. It's going to be an okay week. It's going to be fine, nothing big and bad. But in general, what I always say about work is if you're not doing the job that you love, that your heart and soul is into, then don't get hung up on all the semantics at work, all the politics, all the bullshit, excuse my language. Just remember that work is a place that you go to get a paycheck to live. Don't so much live to work, work to live. And a lot of people get that round the wrong way. And then, I'm not saying bludge, by all means, when you go to work, you do your best, but that's it. Work tends to want more than that from you and wants you to overachieve and do this and that and blah blah blah. A lot of it not even humanly possible, and they don't want you to have any emotion most places. Tell them to get stuffed, go in, do your best, go home. Don't bring the bullshit with you. Leave it at work, okay? Do what they want you to do with your personal feelings when you come to work, but in reverse, you know? Leave the bullshit at work, go home, enjoy your time, okay? Yeah, because too many people, because work is such a big thing that we have to do, nobody likes doing what they have to do when they don't want to, we have just general negative emotion about work in general, and then we go to work and then something actually happens and it just gets amplified, and just take a step back and go, you know what, none of us really want to be here, so let's make the best of it. And the more people that think that way, the more better the world would be in general, but this is how you get through work, okay? And by all means, never think that you have to settle for the current job. If you want another job, if you want to do something else, do it. Go for it. Apply. Start researching. Start looking out there. If you are genuinely unhappy in your job, like, oh my gosh, the only person keeping you there is you. And yes, I'm pointing the finger. Because you can always get another job. You can find something else. And it might be the same job for a different company that is 10 times better and treat you right. It happens all the time. I hear it all the time. So yes, okay. Now, I've got the baby card here and it's upside down. It's kind of like, now's not the time to be beginning something new. If there is something there that you're thinking of starting, or an opportunity that you're like, oh, maybe this is about to happen, bearer of bad news, this week's not really your week, okay? If you're starting something new, I feel like right now, conserve your energy, keep your money, keep to yourself, because this isn't the week that you really need to be starting something new. Next week you could have 100% more energy and it'll be the perfect time, okay? Look, as far as new beginnings go with relationships and stuff like that, I feel like if you've got something scheduled as a date, great, fantastic. But if you're thinking that, oh, this person, I think there might be something there, I'm not saying that there isn't, but I'm just saying this week isn't going to be a good week to judge that off. You may even be thinking that, oh yeah, this is great, and then see that person talking to somebody else and think, oh, they're not into me. Maybe not the case, okay? It might just be this week that those two people are sorting something out. More information will come through to you. You'll have an understanding of that, and so it's a better thing to start it next week, okay? Look, the next card over is the older woman card. Gender aside, age aside, this card is this is upside down. So normally this is a card of reflection, looking around yourself and assessing where you are and making sure you're on the right path. This is upside down, so it's kind of like you're not doing that, but at the moment I feel like it's a good thing. It's kind of like this week, just keep your head down, keep your head in the sand. Sometimes ignorance really is bliss. So just stay out of problems that don't concern you. Like, don't let people drag you into their issues or their situations. Just kind of like play deaf, Anybody asks you if there's something wrong, oh, I've got a headache, or sorry, I've got some stuff on my mind, just kind of try and keep to yourself, okay? It's not a time to be looking around at who's around you and what's going on, because I feel like right now it'll be dragging you into bad situations. Okay, so the next card over is the prosperity card, and it's actually upside down. So straight away everybody's like, oh, typical, there you go. Doesn't necessarily mean that, okay? Look, I do want to say that I feel like this isn't going to be a good week for money, of course, but we could say that about anybody, anytime, it's never a good week for money. But this prosperity card overall being upside down, I actually feel like saying to you that this is literally saying, don't worry about money. The money doesn't matter at the moment. Yeah, there's always going to be bills to pay, there's always going to be this or that expense and blah, 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 blah. But just like you always have, you are going to be able to pay those bills and pay that expense and do this and do that. It's just, why bother thinking about it? Because, like, if you're honest with yourself, you know that you're going to pay it. You don't want to, but you're going to be able to pay those expenses and those bills and blah, blah, blah. So it is kind of like, just don't worry about money. It operates like clockwork. You operate like clockwork. We may miss a bill here or there or late or whatever, but we always catch up. That most people. That's what this card is saying. It's also saying, don't worry about the extra money that you put aside for the things that you want that aren't bills, like a holiday, a car, whatever it is, new clothes that actually fit. That, again, don't worry about that, because you are still going to have that money to put aside. Like, I know it's tax time, tax returns are coming in, and that's great. There's always going to be opportunities for a little bit of extra money or a little bit of extra help. I do, as most people know, I'm also a witch, hence the herb cabinet behind me. And a lot of times when I do cast a money or prosperity spell on a client, you know, money magic works in funny ways. They'll go and buy something that they've saved up, like a new pair of shoes, and when they get there to the counter, it's suddenly 50% off. Or they go to buy it in this shop, and this shop is having a closing down sale. Or it even makes me laugh. Obviously, I cast the same spells on myself, and the way money magic comes in, it's just hilarious. Or you go to buy it, and somebody else buys it for you just spontaneously, and you're like, oh my god. Like, thank your blessings, and the things that you want, if you really want them, you're going to get them, okay? And so don't sweat the money. There's no point stressing about it, because it is an evil that we all have to endure, unfortunately. Okay, I've got the love card. Okay, sorry folks, I kind of forgot to delete the readings from last week. So we kind of cut out there, but let's continue. So the next card is the love card, and it is upside down. So yes, okay, it could be rocky for some love out there. Ugh. But ultimately this is saying don't worry about the love. Again, upside down doesn't always mean that there's negativity there. Sometimes it's, for me personally, sometimes it's don't worry about it, okay? So look, if you're single, it's like, don't worry about it. It will happen. It happens for everybody. The one thing you don't do is sit around and just wait for it to happen, okay? You actually have to, the universe is give and take 50-50. So you have to be out there actually looking. Put yourself out there. I'm not saying going to bars and clubs and all that stuff. Go away, fly. Shoo, fly. But, you know, go shopping and keep your eyes open. That's my new saying. You know, there could be somebody that's shopping right next to you, that's checking you out, and you're in shopping mode, so I've got to get this and that, and I just want to get in and I want to get out. Great, but there's opportunity there. Or somebody that's serving you occasionally, or, you know, just keep your eyes open, okay? A lot of times people flirt with... A lot of times I've seen people are flirting with one person, flirting with another, and the other person's got their eyes closed and don't even register until 10 minutes later when we're walking away. I'm like, did you not notice? Oh shit, what should I do? Well, the moment's kind of gone. You can always go back, but, you know. So that's for the single people. The people in relationships, look, it's kind of like, look, don't worry about it. If there are ups and downs, everything's going to work out. It's just kind of like, you know, it is what it is this week, alright? So it is kind of like that. Look, I've got the illusion card here, and it's upside down. Now, the illusion is one thing looking like something and it not being that. This is kind of like, look, right now, what you see is what you get. This could be, look, I feel like that this is a very pointed card. Everybody has their individual issue that this is referring to. Because for some reason I feel this is meant to be a general spread for general people, but this is a card that I want you guys to take personally, and it relates to something that's personal to you. So it's kind of like what you see is what you get. So this is kind of like, don't be in your head thinking that there's something big and bad coming and that there's going to be a big surprise, because if it doesn't look that way, then at the moment, I'm saying to you that it's because there is no big and bad coming. So, you know the saying, if it's too good to be true, it normally isn't? I live by that. But in this case, if it doesn't look like there's a fight on the horizon, even though it might feel like one's bubbling up, then there is no fight on the horizon. It is the way it looks. I hope that makes sense. The last card here for you guys is summer, okay? So it is like, alright, obviously we're in winter, but summer is kind of like a time of rest, relaxation, having fun. So it is kind of like, this whole spread for you guys this week is kind of like, look, you're always going to have to work. You're always going to have to worry about money. There's always going to be love issues. There's always going to be this, that, and the other. This week it's kind of like, just forget about it all and just have some fun this week, okay? I'm not saying go out and be stupid and make mistakes and do all of that stuff, although to be old and wise first you have to be young and stupid. I live by that. Okay, so this is just like, take time for yourself, rest, relax, put your feet up, have a cup of coffee. So many people struggle with the idea of taking time for themselves. They find it so hard because it's ingrained into us that we must be doing something every second. That looked wrong. I was doing this. You must be doing something every second of the day. Not true. Like, yeah, but taking time for yourself is something that takes up your time. There's no point burning yourself out because you're no good to yourself or anybody else. It's just going to all get worse. So even having a little bit of a nap here and there will regenerate your energy. Just switching off for 5-10 minutes, you know, just have those guilty little pleasures this week, because that's what this spread is saying. Okay, that's your reading for this week. Hi guys. Okay, so this is the reading for spread 2 if you chose number 2, and we shall get started. Just a reminder, if you want a private reading with me, you can email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com, or you can contact me through Facebook. My work mobile number is up there. I don't actually answer phone calls because I'm normally on the phone, but you can text me and I get back to you ASAP. Okay, let's have a look at your cards. Okay, if you picked pile number 2, I actually did get a tripod this week, but it decided to break after the first reading, so don't buy it from, well, I'm not going to say that, because, okay, alright, okay, come on, okay, alright, so this is your reading. Okay guys, so those are the cards. So the overall card for you guys this week is the summer card. So that's really good. This is like, you know, this can be start planning for end of year, Christmas, what you're going to do, you know, start Christmas shopping early, get your plans down as to what you want to do. Do you want to go away? Do you want to have a quiet one? All that sort of stuff. But for the week ahead, it's actually more, it's a time to rest and relax, okay? So, like I said last week at the end, I'm going to kind of sum up everything for all the decks, because this is an ongoing message for everybody, that this week it needs to be about resting and relaxation, okay? Look, take time for yourself, put your feet up, have a coffee, indulge in those little secret pleasures that everybody has to get yourself through the week, okay? You know, we're mid-year, 6 months in, a lot of people haven't had a holiday, they're starting to feel drained, tired, burnt out. Make sure you're resting, because not getting enough sleep or not taking time for yourself is just going to make every part of your life worse, okay? Because you feel it in every other aspect of your life. Have a bad day at work, and then you come home and you take you have that energy at home, and blah, 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 and vice versa. So rest, relax, chill out. Just take 5-10 minutes, have a nana nap, you know, whatever you can do for yourself, do it, okay? Alright, so the first card out is the illusion card. So the illusion card is something looking one way, but it's actually another. Now, normally I feel that this depends on what I'm feeling when I pull each card. But normally when I feel this, I'm like, look, it's not as bad as it looks. It looks bad, but it's actually going to turn out really well. I'm actually getting drawn the opposite way, unfortunately for you guys, this week. I'm feeling like if it's too good to be true, normally is. So, look, this is kind of like, I don't like to say this very often, but it's kind of like, don't get your hopes up about a certain situation. Look, this isn't anything major, okay? This is a general reading for the week ahead. So it's kind of like there is something that you might be looking forward to or thinking is going to be expecting, and I just don't feel like it's going to be as good as you expect, okay? This could be, I could go through a million different scenarios as to what this is, but it could be as simple as getting your tax return back and not getting as much as you expected, or, you know, going out on that date with that new person and not being everything that you wanted. That sort of thing. It's just a bit of a letdown. The good thing is the next card over is the emotion card, and it's upside down. So, having said that not nice card before the illusion card, not being as good as you expect, the good thing is you're not really going to be fazed by it, okay? It's going to be a little bit of disappointment, but you're going to be like, whatever. So the emotion card being upside down is actually lack of emotion, lack of care factor this week. No more fucks to give. Whoop. Apologies. Yeah, so that's a really good thing. Again, you're resting and relaxing this week so you don't burn out. Part of that is, unfortunately, switching off the emotions and not caring. But in this case, this is not caring about the crap and the bull that's around you and people lying to you. And you're like, do you really think I'm dumb enough to believe these lies? Like, are you serious? Just let it go. Like, well, I let it go in general, but, not getting wound up with the emotion of all of these trivial little things that are happening around you, kids coming home with dirty because they fell over in the mud and, just let it go. There's no point. Like, I'm not even giving you this as advice. It's actually saying that this is how you're going to be this week. You just, whatever. So that's really good. The next card over is the Winter card, and it's upside down. So first of all, not something I normally say, but it is like winter is almost over. I don't know, that might mean something to a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't like the cold. Weirdos. I love the cold. But yeah, this being upside down, it's kind of like winter's almost over. It feels like it's kind of saying, okay, the end of this whatever situation, it's almost over, it's almost done, you don't need to worry about it much longer, it's run its cycle, it's closed. The other good thing about this winter card is the winter card is a card of protection. Now, it being upside down, it's kind of like you don't need to protect yourself from anything this week. So that's actually good, because a lot of times what we need protection from is people's words or actions, and we know that it's the little things that hurt the most. Whereas somebody might turn around and go, oh my god, your hair looks ridiculous this week, or today, whatever, and normally you might actually be offended. Oh my god, whereas this week you'll be more like me, like, what part of my face seems to make you think I care what you think? It's going to kind of be like that. I have no time for negativity and other people's hate. Go take it somewhere else, because I've had a lifetime of it. I'm not dealing with other people's shit. And that's what I'm saying to you right now, is if somebody else has a problem with you in any way, shape or form, it's exactly that, their problem, not yours. Okay? And that's what this card is saying, not letting them get to you. You're not going to. It's, again, not advice. It's what's actually happening. Unfortunately, with the resting and relaxing and the switching off of emotions, the next card over is the connection card. Sorry, I have a puppy army out back. The connection card is actually upside down, so it is feeling like you might be feeling very lethargic and not, like, disconnected from people and things, like, I don't really care this week, or, normally I'm really excited when this happens, or I speak to that person, or, and this week it's going to kind of be like, don't really care, Unfortunately, when we turn off our feelings and our emotions towards negative emotions, we also turn them off to positive. That's why we can't live as an emotionless beings. We as humans are full of emotions, sometimes too much so, which is what this week is. You've had too much emotion and now you're switching it all off. So again, it's just a phase. You will get through it. So if you're not looking excited to the week ahead or the month ahead or whatever, bear with it, because just as quick as it starts, it will end the same way. Okay, like, don't just. Okay, this, along the whole lines of those feelings and everything I've just said, the next card over is the question and pathway card. Like I say to everybody, I don't actually look at all the cards until I get to them, because I don't want it to bias where I'm going or what's happening. It's just what I'm picking up from each individual card. Now, sometimes it flows, sometimes it doesn't. This is actually flowing on from the last couple. The question and pathway card upside down is saying don't make any big decisions this week. I'm not feeling it, I'm just gonna quit my job, or I'm gonna give in on this hobby, or you know what, I need to do something else with my life. I need to pack up and move because I'm not happy here. Don't make any big decisions this week, okay? Because this is what it's saying. Your emotions are all over the shop. They're kind of switched off. Your head's all over the place. In order to be truly in tune, I'm sure we've all heard this, mind, body, and soul need to be fulfilled. Right now your mind is going, but your spirit, kind of where the emotion lies, kind of is switched off. So you're only two-sided at the moment, and your body might be like, oh my god, that's next year's drama, I'm going to worry about it then. So you might be operating on only one point of that triangle, which is the mind, which is being biased by your emotions, and so not thinking clearly, okay? So don't make any big decisions. Think of this week as what they say about when somebody passes or there's been a big change. Don't cut your hair, don't quit your job, don't move your house. You know, these are the things that you need to keep in mind this week, okay? The final card is the sex card. So this is really good. It's not just talking about physical... Well, I don't think there's emotional sex. It's not just talking about sex, like literally, which is definitely on the cards here. A lot of good energy. That might be a good way of rest and relaxation. You know, you switch off to everything else. You know what? I'm normally in a bad mood. I normally have a headache, but you know what? I'm turning all that off. I'm in the mood now, and you go with your partner. So yes, sex is definitely there. If it's not something that you do on a regular basis with your partner, you know, life gets in the way. Take the opportunity this week to spice things up a little bit. But overall, this is a desire card. This is about what you want, okay? And this is in the positive form. This is you are going to get something that you really want. So chase your desires. And I know it's kind of conflicting. I've just talked about switching off your emotions and your mind not being clear and all of that. But there is going to be a shimmer, a shine of light that comes through the clouds, which is this desire. So it's almost like you're going to fixate and become obsessed with something that you really are into, or something that you're not normally into, but this week you're going to be into. So you might not be one for watching TV, and then you'll sit down and binge watch an entire series of something, okay? So there's no negative here with this desire card this week. It's like you're getting something that you wanted. So this is actually a good card to end it all on. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you want a private reading with me, by all means, email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com or find me on social media. Facebook has my phone number. I hope that was helpful. Again, guys, please subscribe and share. If you're on YouTube, take it easy. Okay, guys, if you chose pile number 3, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Alright, let me just pull out the cards. Okay, guys, just a reminder, if you want a private reading with me, email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com or find me on Facebook or social media. My mobile number's up there, my work mobile number is up there. Just send me a text because I very rarely answer the phone. Also, if you're on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe so we can get the word out to more people, which will end up letting me do more for everybody. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. Okay, guys, so I did actually buy a tripod this week. It worked for the first video and then it broke. So bear with me as I hold my camera as still as possible to turn these cards over so we can see what your cards are for the week. And I went to Bunnings today. I am going to make some amendments so everything is perfect. But this is life. We learn as we go. And here is your spread. I know you couldn't see that, but it was in my way. Okay, so you just saw the spread, so here we go. First card out is the transformation card, okay? Now, this is a really good thing. Transformation is, caterpillar into a butterfly. I'm just setting a stopwatch so I can give everybody a fair reading. Just give me a sec, sorry. Caterpillar into a butterfly. So this is change, this is metamorphosis, this is good stuff. Okay, now I'm not necessarily saying there are going to be any big changes with you this week or around you. What I actually am getting drawn to with the change card is that sometimes change can be difficult, okay? Sometimes there's growing pain, so it's not the best thing. So this could be you're in the process of change, might be moving, might be changing jobs, there might be a family dynamic that's changing. Nothing big is going to be happening this week, but there might be growing pains, so to speak. So it could just be the energy or the vibe around you that feels but there is that going on, okay? Now, like I always say, I don't actually read the deck before. I just go card by card by card because that's the way this deck is designed. Now, I know I just said that about transformation. The next card over is actually the authority and danger card. Okay, so this, I feel like you do need to be on your guard. So again, with this transformation, this isn't the best reading so far, sorry guys, but with this transformation or this change, there's a need to be vigilant. Okay, it isn't saying that there is danger there, or like things are going to explode, or you're going to lose out on this, or this bad catastrophe is going to strike you. That's not what it's saying. It's actually there is a triquetra on the card, which is, you know, about connection and protection and all these different things. And obviously the red and blue is a nod to the police, which is also a form of protection that can help us be protected from stuff, bad people, bad things, you know. And of course there's lightning through this card, which is divine intervention. Okay, so it is saying that there is a lot there. I do feel like that there's a lot on your side, a lot of protection, there's a lot of people willing to help out in a situation. It's not saying that you're necessarily going to need all of that, because it is just saying stand firm, stand vigilant, keep your eyes open, keep your chest out, deep breath, see it through. Okay, it might be difficult, but it might just not be as bad as you expect it to be, or as bad as you think it could be. Okay, this isn't saying that you need to go and call the police, or you need to call in reinforcements. This is just saying beware. Okay, don't get me wrong, if there was danger to be had, this is the card that you would be seeing, but I'm not feeling that. Okay, I'm not even feeling that for sorry, I just saw something pop up on the card. I'm not even feeling that for individuals at the moment. I you know, physical harm I'm ruling out. No, but it is kind of like, again, this is just a general week ahead reading. Look, it's quite possible that somebody might get mugged. I'm not a god, you know, it could happen, but for people watching, I'm feeling like that there isn't actually a danger there, as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing, what you're saying in conversation, who's around you if you happen to be gossiping or talking out of turn, which, no judgment, but it is saying that just be on guard. Okay, the next card over is the autumn leaf card, the autumn card. So it's upside down. So autumn is, the card normally represents the ending of a cycle, and you picture the leaves falling off and blowing away in the wind. This is actually upside down, so it's actually like this situation isn't going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. So it is it's in the form of transformation. It's going from one to another. It's not saying it's going good to bad, or bad to good, or good to good, or bad to bad. It's just transforming from one thing to another. There is a need to be vigilant, but this is an ongoing saga. It is going to continue, okay? Now, I know that this is very general because it relates to everybody in a very personal way, but I feel like that this is kind of like, okay, your child's dating somebody new. You're not particularly keen on this person. It's now a time to not to make any big moves. It doesn't mean that your child's going to go out and make a bad decision, but it is pay attention and see what's going on. And this isn't going to be a short-lived romance. It's going to go on for a while. Okay, now that was a metaphor for you to use in those terms to relate to yourself, because this could be starting a new job. Oh my god, this job is sucky, but it could actually turn out to be something good. Just be on guard. Okay, unfortunately I'm not getting specifics because it really is general, so you're going to have to use that to relate to yourself, and normally people are like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so the next card over is the surrender card. So I feel like that this is like not surrendering to the overall situation. Okay, again, going back to the metaphor with it, or the analogy that we just used with the child dating, your daughter's dating this guy, and you don't like the look of him, but you have to just pay attention. Doesn't mean she's going to go get knocked up, but just pay attention to it. This surrender card isn't saying, okay, well, just give up and let them do whatever. It's kind of like it's kind of surrender for the moment, for this week. Not give up, but it's just kind of don't make any moves. Just accept it that this is a situation. You can't make a move until you have more information, until you've experienced a little bit more, okay? So yeah, this isn't about giving up and they win and you lose or anything like that. But it's kind of like this week, it's just the same thing as the authority card. It's like, okay, stand vigilant, pay attention, give in to the fact that this is the situation for the moment. We've already talked about it changing, evolving, and it's going to go on for a while. So it's kind of like pick your battles. All right. So don't surrender for the moment, temporarily, but don't just give up altogether. The next card over, sorry, I have a puppy army, is the negative energy card. Okay, so this is, look, I put this card in here to talk about, because I do the magical thing for anybody that doesn't know. I help cleanse and banish things that go bump in the night, as well as cast positive spells on those requested. I put this card in here to reflect negative energy that might be in the form of psychic energy, curses, bad spirits around us, you know. Now, curses, they happen, bad energy happens, psychic attack happens, all these things happen. But I'm not going to say that this is happening to everybody that's watching, because that's just bloody lutinic. That's not a word. I'd be a lunatic. That's where I was going. What this is saying, though, is that there is a lot of negative energy around, which is very relatable to a lot of people. So in the current situation, there is a lot of negativity around. Don't let that jade your judgment. Don't let that influence making bad decisions or being too snappy or reacting too quickly. Just be aware that there is negative energy around, whether it be energy making you angry or sad or whatever. Just understand that energy comes and goes, okay? So don't react out of that energy. Don't use that energy to react, because you'll end up regretting it, okay? Now, with the negative energy, look, I've pretty much said it all there, but look, sometimes we just wake up and for no reason there's negative energy around us. We just had a bad night's sleep or whatever. Don't go looking for reasons. When you're down and if you don't already automatically know what's made you depressed or angry straight off the bat, if you don't already know that, then sometimes there's not a particular reason as to why we're feeling that way. So don't go looking for one. You go looking for snakes, you will find them. If you go looking for reasons to be angry or upset, I guarantee you are going to find a laundry list, because they're there for all of us. So why do that? Especially when it could just be that you're having a bad day and tomorrow you'd be fine, except you got stuck in your own head and went for looking for a list, and now you're spiraling downwards. And take a deep breath. Tomorrow's a new day. The next card over is separation. So this is transformation. This is this situation going on for a while, but it is going to end. There is going to be a separation here. So this is an ending, two things. And it's not, look, I will be honest, it's normally on a negative front, the separation card. It normally talks about divorce or ending of relationships or leaving a job, being fired, quitting, whatever. So there is that sort of a separation coming at the moment. I'm also getting dislocation, which is random. I've never pegged this as a health card, but separation of bones or something, so please be careful. But I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of people hear about injuries of dislocation or separation of, I'm getting the arms and the shoulders here, and the knees. Yeah, so it might be a time of injury for a lot of people, not specifically the people watching, but people around you. So again, the whole keeping vigilant, keeping your eyes open, that's why this separation card might be pulling to health. Part of your job at keeping your eyes open about this situation is also keeping an eye on other people, to stop them from having an injury or walking into a fight or being separated in some way, opening their mouth and reacting out of anger to the point where they get fired. You know, part of this vigilance about yourself could be looking after the ones that you care about as well, okay? Now the last card is the travel card upside down. So it's kind of like not actually talking about travel this week. this card is kind of like, okay, this is the situation. There's nothing you can do to change it at the moment. There is no moving it on, making it go faster, resolving it quicker. Unfortunately, there is none of that right now, okay? I just feel like that this is, again, is saying that this is the situation, and it is what it is, and it will be what it'll be. There's nothing you can do at the moment. The only thing, if you get involved and try, you're just going to make everything worse. So the advice here is don't get involved. Don't do it. Stand back and just watch what's going on. Surrender to the fact that right now there's nothing you can do. If you get involved, you are going to make the situation worse. I feel like saying I can't stress that to you enough. Why do I feel like I don't do that, I'm gay. Yeah, so anyway, look, just there is nothing you can do to, sometimes there's nothing you can do to make yourself feel better, sometimes there's nothing you can do to make other people feel better, or to calm them down when they're angry or upset, so it is kind of just like, surrender to that again, okay? Alright, well, that was the end of your reading. I hope that it was helpful. If you guys are on YouTube, if you could subscribe, like the video and all that good stuff to help me get this out there. I do plan on eventually going live, as well as continuing doing this, to actually answer questions to people in chat and whatnot. So I can't do that until I get like 1,000 subscribers, so the more we get these videos out there, the better it is for everyone. Okay, again, if you want a private reading, you can email me at thegreenscientgeek@gmail.com, or you can find me on social media, on Facebook, and my business work number is up there. Okay? Excellent. Thanks, guys. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this week. Look, again, overall thoughts, overall advice this week is a lot of the readings we're talking about rest, relaxation, taking it easy, taking time for yourself, okay? You know, I have this awesome saying, I think it came from Dawn French: you cannot set yourself on fire to warm another person. So in other words, you can't help somebody else by hurting yourself. I've explained this many times, and I will continue to explain it many times, because some people need to hear it every single week. But yeah, basically take some time out for yourself. If you burn out, regardless of whether it's work, home life, whatever, if you burn out, that affects every part of your life. So make sure to take some time for yourself. The same thing as every paycheck, every time you get paid, go and buy yourself something. It doesn't have to be expensive, it can be something small. Go and buy yourself a block of chocolate or whatever you want. But you need to spend some of your paycheck every week on yourself. Otherwise, you feel like you're just working to pay the bills, and that's no way to live your life, because that's not what it's about, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so finally, again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to YouTube, like and comment. It allows me to get it out there, these videos out there, help more people, and I want to end up going live on YouTube and answering questions for people in chat, rather than doing this a general one. I want to, you know, first in, best dressed, and I can't do that until there's like 1,000 followers on this. And I'm also doing TikTok. If you're on TikTok, find Green Psychic. My logo is the same as always. Just look for that anywhere, and Instagram as well. So social media platform, taking the world by storm, getting it out there because I genuinely want to help as many people as possible, and that's the bottom line. Making money is always great, yep, great, fantastic, but that's not what I'm about. And if anybody says so, they're a liar, and if anybody thinks that, well, switch off, because that's not what I'm about. Okay, but I really do, really would appreciate it. Like I say all the time, the universe is about give and take. So if you want to say thank you for the readings, if they helped, by all means, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, takes 2 seconds. You just need to sign in with an email if you don't have a YouTube account. If you guys really are struggling with that part, let me know and I'll put up a quick video on how to do it, or contact me, send me a message and I'll help out. Other than that, I hope you guys stay safe. Please take some time for yourself this week, and Until then, I shall see you next week.